Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cornucopia of Tales and Tellers. My name is Alan, and Simona, your name is?
Simona,
Thank
and
you very
I
much.
think the answer to that question is a cornucopia of tales and tellers is the
Exactly.
fairest of them all.
Or storytellers, or something like that. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So today we have two stories about, well, you decide. They're either looking glasses or mirrors, because we don't like using nouns in the north of Ireland. So yes, Simona, you have a tale, I believe.
I do have a tale, and it's a tale I've learned on the project done by David Heathfield around the world in 88 Tales. And it's the tale of the three brothers. Long, long ago, there lived three brothers who had a big, big problem. They were all in love with the same girl, and they kept asking her, "Who do you want to marry? Who do you want to marry?" She couldn't decide. She liked all of them. Well, maybe she should have chosen another one, but she was set on them. She knew that she wanted to marry one of them. They were all so kind and generous. And so her father thought of a solution. She gave each of the three a bag of coins, and she told them, "Go and buy the best present you can find. The one with the best present will marry my daughter." And so the three went on their way. And they walked until they reached a place where the street divided in three. So they said, "Well, there are three ways. Each of us is going in a different direction, and then we'll meet here in 3 days' time." They said goodbyes, and the first brother took the road on the right. He walked, and he came to a place where there was a big market. He looked around for the best present he could find. No, this this doesn't do. This is not good enough. And this, no. Then he came to a stall that sold cards. "Oh, I like cards," he thought. "I could buy a cart for my girl." So he asked the man, "What is the best cart that you have? You know, I want to marry the girl I love. Do you have a cart good enough for her?" And the seller thought and thought and thought. And then he said, "Yes, come with me. I've got the perfect present for you." And he showed him an old cart. "What? These old carts? Are you sure? Don't you have a one that is fancier than this one?" "Oh, no, no, no," said the seller. "This cart is magical. If you go on the cart and then you say, 'I want to go to this place,' well, in three, two, one, poof, the cart disappears and you arrive in that place." "Wow," said the brother, "this is perfect." And he paid for the cart and then he went on his way with his magical cart. The second brother took the road on the left. And he walked, and he too came to a town where there was a big market. He looked to the right, he looked to the left, but he couldn't find anything good enough for the girl he loved. But then he stopped at a stall that sold mirrors. Wow, these mirrors are incredible. They're so beautiful. And so he asked the seller, "I have to make a gift for the girl I love. I have to give her the best thing that you have. What's the best mirror that you have?" And the seller thought and thought and thought. And then he said, "All right, come with me." And he took out an old mirror. What? That mirror, but it's an old mirror. It's not as beautiful as the others. I'd like a mirror with gems and precious stones. No, 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 said the seller. This mirror, yes, it looks old, but it's a magical mirror. Whenever you say, "Oh, mirror, mirror, I want to see this," in 3, 2, 1, the picture of what you want to see appears. Wow, said the second brother. Yes, yes, take it, thank you. And he paid for the mirror, and then he went on his way with his magical mirror. The third brother took the road in the middle, and he walked and he walked and he walked, and he came to a town with a huge castle, and there seemed to be a fair in this town. And so he asked, "What's happening?" "Oh," said the man, "the daughter of the king is getting married. So there's a big party, there's a big celebration, and everybody is going to the palace with their goods to take their goods there for the party." "Oh," said the brother, and he walked around the town and he asked, stopping at markets and stalls and shops. He asked, but they didn't have anything to sell him because everything was bound for the castle. "Oh," said the brother, "it's late. I cannot find anything to give to the girl I love. I will go back empty-handed." And he was sad. But then he started walking and walking, and he heard the cries of an old woman who was asking for money. "Oh, please, please, kind sir, give me some money. I don't have enough money to buy food for myself." And so the brother said, "Well, if I can't buy a nice present for the girl I love, at least I can do a good action." So he took the bag of money and he gave it to the old woman. "Oh, thank you," said the old woman. And then the brother started walking away, and she got up and ran after him. "Oh, stop, 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 please." "Thank you, but I've got something in return." And he gave him a withered apple. The brother took the apple and he said, "Oh, well, thank you." "Oh, no, no, no," said the old woman. "You don't understand. This is not, well, it does look like a withered apple, but this is a magical apple. And whenever you feel bad, whenever you are not feeling well, whenever you're sick, you can take a bite of this apple and you'll feel better." "Oh, thank you," said the brother, and merrily he went on his way. And 3 days later, after they divided and went on their ways, they met at the crossroads. And the three brothers showed each other their gifts. And then they said, "Oh, the way back home is long. How I wish we could see the girl we love." And the second brother said, "Oh, I can do that. I can do that because my magical mirror, with my magical mirror, we can see her now. Look, mirror, mirror, show us the girl we love." And in 3, 2, 1, the image of the girl they loved appeared on the mirror. But they looked and, oh no, she was in bed. She was sick. She was dying. We have to rush there. We have to go there, but it's such a long way. "Oh, no problem, no problem," said the first brother. "Just jump on my cart, and in 3, 2, 1, we'll be there." So the three brothers jumped on the first brother's cart, and the first brother said, "Oh, cart, cart, take us home." And in 3, 2, 1, poof, they disappeared and they arrived home. And they ran to the house of the girl they loved. And there she was lying on the bed, sick, dying. So the third brother took his apple and he placed it just close to the mouth of the girl they loved. Oh, please, please bite the apple. But she was too weak. So he squeezed the apple and squeezed the apple, and the juice fell into the mouth. And she started moving her mouth. And then she opened her eyes and she was fine again. You, you three, you saved me. Thank you. Thank you so much. But now, who am I going to marry? Because, well, second brother, if you didn't have the mirror, well, you couldn't have come here. And without the cart, you couldn't have come here on time. But without the apple, you couldn't have saved me. Who am I going to marry? And so she thought and thought and thought hard. And you can think as well. And if you want, you can pause the recording of the podcast and you can think of a solution. But now, 3, 2, 1, the girl decided. She turned to the first brother and she said, well, you, first brother, you still have your cart. You can go and travel around the world and live many adventures with your cart. You, second brother, you still have your mirror. You can see whatever you want through your mirror. But you, third brother, you sacrificed your present to save my life. You don't have anything left. So I'm going to marry you. And well, the first brother and the second brother were a little bit sad, but they understood that it was the best solution. And so the third brother and the girl got married and they lived happily ever after. And that's the story of the three brothers.
Very nice, very nice. I wonder if we had statistics for how many people hit the pause button and predicted what was coming next.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah,
And
very
Alan,
nice.
I always feel like a little bit I don't know how to explain it. I love this story, but sometimes I feel it's a little bit strange that the girl didn't know who she wanted to marry, and then she
Mm.
decided just for the present. What do you think? Is it a tale for our times?
I don't know. It's like, oh, you have it written, so do you. I'll take the guy with nothing. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's a hard knock life if you have to decide between three people. Um, so yeah, fair play. Yeah. But yeah, there we go. Well, that was a very good story. I like that. I like that. Really nice.
And what's your story about mirrors?
So
Mirrors, mirrors.
mirrors, or as we say, kind of mirrors. We will be doing the Looking Glass. The Looking Glass. So quite a well-known little Irish story that gets a good laugh because it's a bit of fun. So this is the Looking Glass. A long time ago, when times were bad for tenant farmers all over Ireland, they didn't have much money. But they were hard working night and day, and certainly none of them had ever seen a mirror. Sure, why would we? We're all gorgeous as it is. So on the far side of Derry, Denny and Bridget had a wee farm. They'd been married for nearly 50 years, and the highlight of the year was for both of them was the farmers' market in Derry itself. So Denny didn't just go to sell the wee donkey that was lazy as sin, but he also went for the crack. You went to catch up with other farmers and you took a ween of pints. Sure, the fair only happened every 6 months anyway. Bridget didn't go, but she was all for Denny going. She'd even press his best clothes the night before, knowing she'd get the farm to herself the next day, for the whole day. And after all, it took Denny most of the day to walk to the far side of Derry and back anyway. But she had a wee secret, you see. She wasn't great for the old words and reading, but she did have one book her sister in New York sent her. One of those, kissing books. And she only got to read bits of it once every 6 months or so when Denny was away. Sure, he wasn't one for the romance anyway. He never bought her flowers. He always used to say, sure, what good are flowers? You can't eat them, you can't make them work. So anyway, Dinny headed off down the road. Bridget made herself comfortable with a wee cup of tea, put her feet up, and read until the sun went down. Dinny headed on down the road, ran into Paddy McLaughlin. Ah, it's good to see you, Dinny. You having a few wee jars? Oh, I am so. If I sell one wee doggy. Oh, here, I have a mind to buy it. 6 bob in the chairs. I'll do you for 5. Ah, right, you are. They traded the coin for the donkey and headed down to the pub, because that's what you do. Now, didn't Denny spend most of it in the Earl drink, but eventually he decided he'd had enough and he was on the way home. But on the way, he met a peddler by the roadside. He thought he'd get something for Bridget on the way back, because he might have forgot, with the very few coins that he had left in the bottom of his pocket. Did he pick up one of these things he was looking at? It was a wee looking glass. He asked the peddler, here, where'd you get that? Why, do you want it? Of course I do. Sure, that's a picture of my dad in it. How much? We've only got a few coppers. Sure, by this stage of the day, the peddler knew any sale was better than no sale at all. So he let Denny have the looking glass for the remaining pennies he had. He headed home, he kept lifting out this looking glass from his pocket, eyeing it up and saying, sure, my dad was a fine looking one back in the day. When he got home, he headed off to bed. Bridget was out cold, but over the next few days, she could see him lifting this wee thing out of his pocket on the farm, smiling when he thought nobody was looking, and putting it back in his pocket. She was beginning to wonder what this was. One night, when he was fast asleep, she got out of bed. She went down to the kitchen, looked around for his coke pot, wanted to see what this thing was. When she lifted it out, she opened the wee cover and had a look, and she let out a shriek. Oh, Holy Mary, Mother of God, Denny's carrying a picture of a woman around with him. That'd be grand, but she's the dirtiest, nastiest looking woman I've ever seen. She was disgusted and went to bed angry. Next day, they had breakfast, but she questioned him on it. What you doing with a picture of a woman in your pocket? Come on, sure, that's a picture of me dad in a wee glass. Don't be daft, you, Denny. I know what I saw. They argued for a bit, but didn't come to any conclusion. So after a while, he went out to the field. Bridget went to the local priest. Oh, Father, me heart's breaking. That blackguard of a man's going round with a picture of another woman in his pocket. Jesus, she's the worst hag of a woman you ever did see. He says, here, sure, look. We'll call over the house tonight. We'll have a cup of tea and we'll have a wee word. Don't you be worrying. So that night, priest, he calls over, a cup of tea and a wee chat. Then he brings up this picture conversation with Denny. Sure, what are you talking about, Father? That's a picture of me dad. Bridget shouts up. Sure, lift it out here. It's a picture of some hag you're after, and it's not me. Priest tries to calm them down because they get a wee bit angry between each other. Hold on here. Hold on. Show me the picture. Then he walks over, takes the looking glass out of his pocket, hands it to the priest. Priest comes right, has a look. And then he bursts out laughing, bawling with tears, laughing as loud as you could ever see a priest laugh. Well, aren't you two a pair of idiots? Are you not wise? Can you not see? That's the parish priest who was here before me.
I love it. I just love this story, Alan. I learned it from you. I think when we
Long, yeah,
did
it was, yeah.
the second course
Yeah.
with David, and then I tell it every St. Patrick's Day when we have to my students. They love it.
Nice. Yeah, it was
So
about 3 or 4
funny.
years ago. Yeah, I was in Sardinia the first time. I told that. So yeah, it would have been. Yeah, nice.
So thank you for listening to our stories about mirrors or
Or
looking
look
glasses.
or looking glasses, yeah.
Or looking glasses. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Gura míle maithagad. Slán go fóill, everyone.
Bye.